Hey folks, my name is Pravus. Welcome back to more Plague Inc. Evolved Custom Scenarios. We're taking a look at another one today. This time, The Walking Dead. Remember that show? It's, been many a year since I last watched it. It just so happens, though, today my wife showed me a picture of the kid. I think his name was Carl. He's all grown up, and she's like, look, it's Carl. I'm like, who's Carl? And she's like, what? From The Walking Dead. And I'm like, I don't even know anymore. But then this popped up on my feed, and I'm like, well, frick. If that ain't a sign to play a scenario, then I don't know what is. This one's created by Suksu, a scenario based on the AMC TV series, nice and short and easy to understand. We're gonna go for the metabolic jump, Darwinist suppression, herbophile, and dopamine inhibitor, and sure, mega brutal, why not? We'll do it. Now, it looks like we have no choice but to start in France. Not my optimal choice under most circumstances, but okay. The virus reanimates any human after death. No matter how you die, you will become a walker. All right, well, let's take a look at our transmissions. Oh, good, I see we already have some customization, and in the symptoms as well. That's a relief. You know how many times I start recording a scenario, only to see, everything kind of looks the same. Oh, gosh, dang it, this is a waste of my time. So when I see this, it's an instant relief for me. We've got urogenital expansion. The virus can replicate in kidneys and the urinary tract, gross, and zoonotic shift, which does increase the future research speed, but typically will lead to things like, bats, rodents, dogs, stuff like that. So we'll come back to that. And then for symptoms, we've got the neuroimmune block. Prevents immediate zombification, keeping the infected conscious until death or a fatal injury triggers the transformation. Interesting. Is this actually something I would want? Because it seems to me like the immediate zombification is the typical strategy I would go for with the necroa virus, but now I'm kind of wondering, okay, fine. Does it reduce severity? I don't think it does. No, it increases severity. Huh. All right, well, interestingly enough, I mean, this is what we have to go for, so we're going to see. I guess we're going to have a delayed effect. I don't know what that means. Maybe we don't get any zombies until we actually trigger lethality. We'll find out. Drug, cold, heat resistance, normal stuff, and the abilities will hopefully pop up later on, unless they've been removed. And if I don't have any zombie hordes, Mega Brutal might have been a mistake, but we will find out. Let's go ahead and increase that infectivity. That leads to acute localized pain, rapid swelling of tissues due to necrotizing infection at the point of entry. Does nothing except increasing a minuscule amount of infectivity, apparently. Oh, okay, cytopathic reanimation's right here. See, normally you have to work to get to this point, but if you're going to give it to me after only one DNA point, I'm kind of curious to go for it. Turn into the Walking Deads. Well, since we're playing this a little bit differently, let's instead go for some transmissions and just try to spread the disease a little bit. It's typical that in the necroa virus, the best thing you can do is just go for zombies immediately and then just let them travel around the world. And as long as you move quickly, you don't need to worry about the disease itself. But in this case, fine. For some reason, Air 1 only costs 1 DNA, only 2 for Air 2, and only 3 for Air 3. That's a little overpowered. Highly recommend tuning that down a little bit. Air 3 right off the bat is kind of nuts, but all right. We'll go for some saliva. I do want to get some water transmission, probably a couple levels. Oh, good. It's the Festival of Love in France. They have invented the kiss of the French, which means the saliva is going to be very, very effective. Oh, man. Keep some tongue in your mouth, for God's sake. You're going to turn into a zombie. Don't tell the French. They'll never listen to me. All right, let's go for water level 2. That should be enough for some early transmissions. We want to go for that zoonotic shift. I mean, yeah, I'll go ahead and pick it up. I don't mind some mutation chance. It's actually okay. And if we pick up the cytopathic reanimation a little bit early, I don't really mind that much. Let's go for the localized pain that leads to sudden hypothermia, extreme body temperature increase 39 degrees Celsius. That's pretty dang hot, caused by a massive immune response. You know, it's funny, whenever I get sick, that's basically what my body does. Like, if I get sick, like legit sick, I just bake. I get a really, really nasty... Why do I have 45 DNA? I get a really nasty fever. Okay, but hold on, seriously, why do we have 45 DNA? I think my body's strategy is basically like, look, we can't actually fight the virus, but we sure as heck can cook it out of him. Let's burn, baby, burn! It's nuts. Anyways, we got our reactive chills, involuntary muscle contractions. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Intense diaphoresis. Sorry, I'm not sure why that stuck in my brain quite so much. A little bit of lethality would be good for us. Progressive ataxia, loss of balance and motor coordination during a neurological deterioration. Then we have generalized asthenia, severe physical weakness caused by multiple system collapse and septicemia. Cyanotic skin, bluish-gray coloration. Oh, good, he's an alien. No, he's just got bad oxygen. That leads to necrotic inflammation. I mean, we're sort of slowly building up some lethality. It says it's accomplished by a necrosis. I don't know if that means we get any corpse transmission. I kind of am wondering if the developer meant for us to go through a long chain before we get to cytopathic reanimation, instead of jumping straight here. We're going to find out. I don't need to go for this immediately. Let's just keep going down gastroenteritis, delirium, and so on while the disease continues to spread as it does things that it do. All right, so they've detected us in France. Somebody died from the French of the kiss. Well, that's what you get, all right? You degenerates, you should... Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Let's go for... total organ failure. Nope, it looks like the chain does actually end after here. So I'm wrong, we are allowed to just go for this. Alright, fine, let's just go ahead and zombify. That leads to limited mobility and stuff, and as is usually the case, we want to be going for severity, as much severity as we feel like we can, and combat advantages before we have any issues with, let's say, ZCOM setting up. So we could go for, let's say, the enhanced hearing, increasing infectivity, predatory instinct, also good, superhuman strength. I mean, I like that it's still giving me a little bit more infectivity. That just makes my life easier. And pretty soon ZCOM is going to get set up, which does mean very soon we want to be going for things like the horde abilities. And it looks like we do, have that as an option. So let's go ahead and pick that up. That could lead to the structured travel, which for some reason is 1 DNA. 1 DNA for dyskinetic movement. Okay, I mean, if you're going to make them practically free, then I'm just going to take them. We'll even take the drifting fermentation so I can get across the ocean. But what we really want to do is go down things like the horde mentality and the hold swarms and stuff like that. Start and just moving around million strong, and then we'll launch a massive invasion from France to conquer the world. Vive la révolution! Or whatever, I don't know. Let's go for the vocalization. Let's go for the pheromones. Boom! All right, we spent a lot of DNA on that, sure, but now we actually will be able to just spread the Walking Dead like crazy. Now, call me crazy. I don't really think about, like, the rest of the world dying in the Walking Dead, like, show. All I think about is America. I don't know. I know that's just the setting they've got there, but, like, I bet you if I read, like, the comic, which I'm pretty sure is what everything was based upon, I'll bet you there's a lot of other world stories, which would be pretty cool to watch, or read, or whatever. I don't know. Whatever we do these days. Do we actually care about spreading transmission via any other direction? I'll be honest, no. No, I really don't. Let's go for pain resistance, extreme endurance, and so on. Total organ just fired off on its own. Like, that's fine. I don't care. So what's left here? We're missing a lot of hot areas. Tell you what, to make things a little easier, let's go for some level of heat resistance. ZCOM still hasn't set up, which basically means the world is screwed. If you're going to let me... Oh, France is already gone. If you're going to let me spread uncontested with no ZCOM, there's Oh, wow. Wait a minute. You know what? Hang on. If there was any place that could have fricked me over, I guess Greenland was a good example of it. Okay, hang on. Let's go ahead and launch a British invasion or an Irish invasion of the Greenlands, and we'll do the same from the Norways, because they're the ones who originally discovered the Greenlands anyway. That's going to be a lot of zombies heading there. Greenland is going to die. Over here in the center of Africa, you insufferable little... Okay, well, let's go ahead and launch the Spanish Inquisition, because nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. There you go. That's a lot of zombies who are going to zombify that region pretty darn quick. And all the zombies are about to arrive in Greenland. All of them! Millions of zombies! 44 million zombies! I'm pretty sure that all the humans instantly died. All right, let's go for some heat and drug resistance because we can. Symptoms, we'll go for limited adaptability. Let's go for slowed reflexes, heat detection, and insatiable hunger. I'll be honest, I'm trying to think now, when was the last time I actually watched The Walking Dead? It has been many years. I kind of liked the show, and at the same time kind of didn't. There was a wave of shows around the time of The Walking Dead, that and like Breaking Bad and stuff like that. All these shows that just straight up depressed me. Just like all these shows that made me feel like really icky inside. I don't know. There sort of came a point where like I was watching shows because I felt like I had to be like relevant with culture and stuff. But like at some point I eventually just stopped watching all the shows mid-season because it was like, I don't feel good watching this. I feel like my mental health is actively deteriorating. I'm rooting for all of you people to die because most of this is just depressing and horrible. I don't know. Maybe that's not how I'm supposed to react to it, but that's how I felt at the time. Anyway, so it looks like ZCOM in Central Africa is going to die. In Turkey, or Turkey, however you pronounce it these days, that's also about to die. What's left? Are we missing any countries? Nope. Which means that everyone is about to die, not just ZCOM. Say goodbye, world! And that was one of the easiest Mega Brutals we're going to have in a very long time. To be fair, though, the necroa virus is really easy under all circumstances. Oh, look at that 20% cure. That's pathetic. Genetic hardening, reshuffle, just set it back a little bit further. We only took off 1%? Well, that's stupid. All right, what a waste of DNA. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we win. Wildfire and its zombies have consumed humanity. We got 3 stars, unsurprisingly, because we beat this in only 304 days. 19% cure progress, 83,519 points. Try harder! Actually, no, legitimately try harder. I do think that in this case, author, there was a couple of mistakes as far as just some things being way too cheap. Things like air and stuff. Some of these, yeah, I understand that you had a lot of symptoms, so you didn't want to increase the cost on those too much because, like, symptostasis is a thing, but you can't play around it because not everyone will use it. I get that. But at least some of the transmissions did feel really, really cheap, like there might have been a couple of bad links and or overly reduced costs there. So, something to consider there. Other than that, though, I think that, yeah, it's a pretty good scenario. It's basically just a normal necroa virus in terms of how it plays, but it does actually have a different path as far as some transmissions and symptoms. And I'm good with that. As long as it's still balanced and fun, I am good with that. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.